Morning, we just spent a few minutes with our friends from the Hamilton County Coalition learning about how to dispose of medicine safely and what they do in our community to help us be responsible. Today we have Hannah Dalton on deck to give us all the details. Hannah, thanks for making a few minutes to be here with us this morning.
Hey, thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about just what y'all do with the Hamilton County Coalition, because there's a lot that goes into it.
Yes, so we not only come from the angle of prevention, but we also come from the angle of intervention. So we talk to youth in the community to try to prevent substance misuse with youth, but then we have intervention for those who fell through the crack and are struggling with substance misuse. We have our intervention, our New Start and Reentry, who come in and support those ready to start their recovery journey and get them into treatment and recovery, but also support their family members and how they can support the participant in our programs.
And besides that, you do a lot of outreach events, and one of the biggest ones I feel like you guys do is the National Prescription Drug Take Back Days, and you do a couple of these. Tell me how we can get involved with this one.
So we have 18 locations, so anyone with medications that either they don't want or expired or are just taking up space in their house. We have locations in East Ridge, Hamilton Place, Red Bank, Hickson, Harrison, off 58, Graysville, Ray County, Bledsoe, Grundy.
The list keeps going.
Yes, like I could not name all 18 of them if I was paid for it.
Yeah, no, in greater Chattanooga area too.
Yes, so anywhere that anyone is living in Hamilton County, although we have a location near you, and we just want you to drop off your medications to safely dispose of them versus them getting into the wrong hands or in the environment, which ends up in our waterways. And Tennessee American Water is a big partner that makes us get this to be so successful.
Absolutely.
And they want people to keep it out of the waterways because they work with our water.
Absolutely, and that is something I think a lot of people are like, oh, I'll just flush these down the toilet, I'll just do that, and you're like, no, don't do it. Why do you think it is important for people to come to you guys and to take maybe a couple minutes out of their day to safely dispose this rather than just maybe doing it the easy way and throwing them away or getting them in the wrong hands?
So we do want it out of the environment, but we also want it to stay out of the wrong hands, whether that's young kids that are in the house or just someone coming to visit that maybe struggles with substance misuse and that's a trigger for them. We just want it to not get into the wrong hands.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and that it seems like a simple solution, but it is something that I think a lot of us at the end of the day probably just think, oh, I'll just be easy and I'll just not do it. And you're like, no, it actually does make a big difference when we safely dispose of these materials. If we can't go to these different locations this weekend, what else do you guys have to offer that we can get resources?
So there's actually year-round drop boxes. So local law enforcement like East Ridge Police Department and the Police Department off Amnicola have year-round drop boxes. So does Walgreens, where if you can't make it to here but you can go Sunday, drop them off Sunday. Or if you can't this weekend, you can go next week and drop them off. But our office also has these things called deter pouches, where you can dispose of your medications in this pouch filled with charcoal, add water, seal it, shake it, and throw it in the trash. And that also lets you dispose of them in home versus having to go out.
Really?
Yep.
That's so interesting. And something else I wanted to know, besides obviously all the incredible resources y'all have, that you also have vaccines. I mean, we're in peak flu season. It feels like everybody's getting sick right now. How are you guys protecting the community?
So all of our Walgreens locations are actually offering no-cost flu and COVID vaccines, whether you're insured or uninsured. They're providing those. And then we also have our partnership with Better Business Bureau. They have a location at the Coca-Cola plant off Shepherd, and they have not only shred trucks, but they also have electronic recycling and will have medication drug take back. So that's, if you want to just clean your house out, that is the perfect location to go to.
Perfect way to do it, and to do it safely. Hannah, thank you again for making the time to be here. Remind me where we can visit y'all for the latest updates, whether that's on social media or just going to your website.
So our Facebook is probably the best place to stop and visit. We post 3 times a day plus more, and that's constantly updating our resources and events that we're doing. So Hamilton County Coalition on Facebook is the best place.
Hannah, thank you for that. For the latest information, go visit them at those links that we just mentioned. We'll also give some highlights on our website, WDEF.com, for the latest. Thanks for joining us here on News 12 this morning. We'll be right back after this.